Some critics claim that a transatlantic journey from Europe to the Americas would be impossible for Stone Age peoples, both because of its distance and harsh conditions. However, the following facts demonstrate that such a criticism is unfounded. First, due to the fact that this journey would have occurred during the last ice age, the polar ice caps extended much further south. Thus parts of southern Europe would have been connected to North America by an approximately 30-foot thick ice bridge. This would have allowed Stone Age Europeans to travel along the edge of the ice, where they could pull their boats upon, as well as find plentiful game for hunting. This is a common strategy used by Eskimo hunters, even today. Second, the ocean levels would have been close to 400 feet lower than today, making the transatlantic journey shorter. Third, the main Gulf Current does tend to move in a west-to-east direction. However, near the edge of the ice the current actually moves in the opposite direction, from east to west. Thus it would have moved from Europe in the direction of North America, and at a rate of approximately 4 miles per hour. Thus, in a little over 4 weeks the current would propel such European seagoers over 3,000 miles. Additionally, they could pull their boat up onto the ice, turning it upside down for shelter and camping there during nights, or storms. This is exactly what modern-day Inuit Eskimos do today, using traditional wood and skin boats and fur clothing which would probably have been very similar to those of Stone Age Europeans. Fourth, prehistoric peoples have made very long journeys by boat into the distant past. The African-derived Australian Aborigines are thought to have migrated by boat from Africa to Australia over 40,000 years ago. Such a journey is many miles more than the approximately 3,000 miles of ocean between Europe and North America. In the Far East, people were traveling to islands far off the Japanese coast as far back as 28,000 years ago. In and around Europe, people have inhabited many of the Mediterranean islands at least as far back as 14,000 years ago, showing that sophisticated seafaring skills were actually quite common in most areas of the prehistoric world. Additionally, current-day Eskimos use many of the same boating, hunting and clothing technologies as prehistoric peoples, and have little difficulty navigating the harsh Arctic conditions of today. In the article, America's First Immigrants, by Evan Hadingham and published at the Smithsonian website, the following quote regarding Silurian Europeans having the capacity to make such a journey is noteworthy. Quote, Inupiat hunters, who are Eskimos from Alaska, still build large skin-covered canoes, or umiaks, which enable them to catch seals, walrus and other sea mammals that abound along the frozen edges of the pack ice. When twilight arrives or storms threaten, the hunters pull their boats up on the ice and camp beneath them. Ronald Brower of the Inupiat Heritage Center in Barrow, Alaska says, quote, There's nothing that would have prevented people from crossing the Atlantic into the Americas 19,000 years ago. It would be a perfectly normal situation from my perspective. End quote. Although the thought of crossing the Atlantic using Stone Age technology seems arduous to most modern-day peoples, the fact is that people have been making similar journeys for thousands of years, and do so today in the Arctic, proving that such a journey is possible and routine.